Speaker Baleka Mbete will announce her decision regarding a secret ballot on a motion of no confidence in President Jacob Zuma. The vote is scheduled for tomorrow. Now, on June the 22nd, the Constitutional Court ruled that Mbete must decide whether the vote will be conducted in secret or not. Both the EFF and the UDM have indicated that they will challenge her decision in court if it's not made on rational grounds. Associate Professor in Public Law at the University of Cape Town, Richard Calland, says Mbete's conflict is her biggest challenge in making a decision on whether MPs should vote in secret or not, because she wears more than one hat. Some opposition parties say Mbete has delayed in making the announcement to ensure that the House debates the vote rather than the motion of no confidence. Well, Mbete is expected to make her announcement at 3:30 this afternoon, and we will be covering that live for you on SABC News Channel 404 on DSTV. Well, the opposition needs the majority of Parliament's 400 members to vote the President out of office, and after cracking the whip at its members to toe the party line, will the ANC unite to keep the President in place? SABC News spoke earlier to Wits University political analyst Professor Susan Boyson to answer this and other questions, starting with the extreme pressure that Baleka Mbete has admitted that she is under.
The President himself a few weeks ago had said it should be open. The ANC is coming out and says it must be open. We saw Jackson Tembo saying on Friday that this is like a nuclear bomb under South Africa. I would say more a bit of explosive material under the ANC than under South Africa in general. South Africa has been experiencing the fallout for quite a long time. And the pressures are mounting from civil society. We have seen several instances of civil society mobilizing at crucial moments in President Zuma's political trajectory in recent months, and last year included. And each time there is a great expectation. This time too there is some great expectation. But I think part of this being really tomorrow being a cathartical day, especially for the ANC, is that the Speaker is expected to do the rational thing. And Chief Justice has said, a Constitutional Court judgment a few months ago, that rationality has to be in there, and rationality in the context of threats on people, and there have been threats on MPs, and I am fortunate enough to be able to interview people on both sides of the ANC line, also some who are the potential dissenters, and they are truly scared. And they say whether they vote or not, how they vote against or for the President will depend on whether it is a secret ballot or not. So that question of rationality is there, and the ANC then has to justify why it can still defend even those who have been critical and publicly critical, a handful only, but they have to justify perhaps why they would still be voting in against a motion of no confidence. And that is a traumatic day for not just South Africans, but especially for people in the ANC.
Now, Yevon?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about the secret ballot specifically, because we've had a lot of conversation, and of course, as you do a lot of research, a lot of different points of view come out. The one point of view that's been put forward is that a secret ballot opens up doorways for corrupt activity and vote rigging and votes for cash, that kind of thing. How do you view that? Do you think that is a possibility in this case?
Well, on the one hand, we have seen so far that much is for sale when it comes to MPs, and as the Gupta leaks also have indicated, almost anybody has a price. But I think in the current conditions where the ANC really has to do everything in its power to delegitimate a secret ballot, that is part of the message that is sending out, trying to discredit the secret ballot, trying to justify the Speaker not agreeing to a secret ballot.
Now, Professor, will an open ballot obligate members of the African National Congress to vote in favour, or will they be victimised perhaps if they oppose the President?
The belief amongst in their own ranks is definitely that they will be victimised if they endorse the motion of no confidence. In other words, if they come out against the President. I have heard many reports of people, there's possible dissenters, and they don't think they will get the count, even if it is a secret ballot, although there will be more, many more. Not just 4 or 5 perhaps, but maybe a dozen or 2, but not that 50 or 60 or 70 that is required to swing the overall vote. They don't think, by the way, that will be happening, but they know they are intimidated, they are called traitors and treasoners, sellouts in closed meetings with other ANC members.
And
that is a lot of weight.
And then we've even seen members being under pressure and being threatened via social media, for instance, Makosi Khoza.
She apparently still receives the daily countdowns on how many days she has to live. And that is very concrete evidence that it's not all fine there. Now,
the Secretary General, Gwede Mantashe, has indicated that if the motion of no confidence is passed, then the ANC has serious problems. You mentioned the nuclear bomb that Jackson Mthembu mentioned. What are the sort of direct events that follow such a vote of no confidence?
Yes, in the first place, in this weekend, several newspapers have had very good interviews with insiders, and in that it has emerged that what the ANC is using at this stage is a party may split if a motion of no confidence is passed. And in one specific newspaper report, it was said that the Zumas will refuse to let Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa, because it is a logical sequence that should this president be forced to step down and a new president be elected, the ANC obviously retains its 62% majority in parliament, but it's logical, obvious that the deputy president would slip into that position. Apparently inside the ANC, the Zumists, and they have a pretty strong hold at this stage still, are saying that they would not agree to any non-Zuma as candidate coming in as a new president then for a caretaker, a transitional period until the next national elections.